Alright guys, so as promised, I have uploaded some files to thingiverse.com. If you look in the description below, you'll find the links to those. And I've got 3 things for the Hellbender and 1 thing for the AWK210. Well, it's going to be the same. What I'm talking about is the GoPro session mount for the Hellbender, a better solution of keeping your battery from ejecting and crashes, and a ring that goes around, well, in between the FPV camera lens and the camera mount, and the screw will actually screw into that ring instead of having to screw it into the actual lens, because then you have like a really big gap and it doesn't fit. But anyway, and if you have a Strix AWK210, this will fit as well because the camera mounts are exactly the same. So first up, the camera or GoPro camera mount. This is what it looks like. I made this because I love the Hellbender frames. I do have 3 of them, but when the AWK210 came around, I immediately fell in love with the HD camera mount, but they don't offer anything like that for the Hellbender. So I started using the AWK210 and I just kind of put the Hellbender to the side until I made this, and now I use both. It will bolt directly to the top plate. I do recommend using M3 washers underneath the bolts, and using bolts that are 2 millimeters longer than whatever came with it. I don't remember what size it is. You can place a strap right through the center of it. I also included the holes for the settings button and a hole for the rear microphone. The session will mount snugly in here to keep you from getting, just to keep the vibrations out the video, I guess you could say. It's snug this way, but I made it a few millimeters longer this way to just make it easier to remove it when you do want to remove it, because you can kind of wiggle it back and forth and then it comes out. I suppose this might fit the Runcam 3, but it is a really tight fit. Like a really tight fit. I mean, I may redesign another one just for the Runcam 3. I haven't decided yet. The 3D printing doesn't look too good right here because the inside is hollow, just to save weight. There's no need to make it solid, and my 3D printer was printing basically across thin air, which makes it kind of look like that. But that really doesn't matter because the session is mounted, you know, it's sitting on the corners, so it's, like I said, it's not going to matter. I mean, I could just put a hole right there. It wouldn't have made a difference either way. And last but not least, you still have access to the Cricket video transmitters, the button to change your bands and channels, and you can still see the LCD screen. I did put this as far back as possible to not change the center of gravity. It does change a little bit. It's more towards the front once you mount the session. But to fix that, all you have to do is slightly move your battery a little bit more towards the rear, and then the center of gravity is back to normal. Up next, these frames come with this silicone piece that's pretty thick, and it goes right here on the bottom side of your PDB, and your battery sticks to this, and this keeps your battery from ejecting and crashes, but it doesn't work that well. So what I've done is made this, and you can just place this right inside of this hole. Fits nice and flush, and then I just take a larger piece of silicone, cut it to size, and stick it right on top of that, and this keeps your battery from ejecting way better than this piece does. And last, like I said, the camera rings. If you use a like I use the Runcam Swift on almost all my builds, and it's not just the Swift, it's any other camera that uses the standard size threads. Whenever you tighten down the screw to basically lock your camera into this FPV camera mount, it leaves a large gap, and sometimes your camera gets at an angle and it's screwing into the camera lens threads. So that's why we have this ring. With this ring, the inner diameter fits, you know, the standard size threads of like almost all camera lenses, and I made it just tight enough to where you kind of have to screw it on to get it on. And then what I'll do is I'll actually place a little bit of super glue on the threads itself, and then put this on top of the glue, and then once it dries, it just stays in place like that. And then I'll put my locking ring on, and then insert it into the camera mount. So once you place this in, the outer diameter is the same diameter as the inner diameter of this little thing, and it fits nice and snug. So you're actually screwing the screw into the 3D printed ring. And that does it, guys. So those of you that do own Hellbender frames, I hope this helps you out. I have fallen in love with the Hellbender all over again. I'm just glad that I'm not wasting 3 Hellbenders, because like I said, the AWK210, I love the camera mount. I bought 2 of those, and then I stopped using 3 of these, but now I'm using them again. So that does it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.